Today I want to talk about tarot, and the reason why I'm stating this is because I feel like I talk about astrology a lot, so I just wanted to you know but what I wanted to speak about today is like the importance of choosing your own tarot deck. And when I say your own, I mean like not the traditional Rider-Waite deck. And before I continue, I just want to clarify that I think that the imagery in the Rider-Waite deck is very universal. Like, it can apply to multiple situations, and I'm not saying other decks can't. It's just that one thing I've noticed is that, artists like deck creations are like their interpretations of the Rider-Waite. You know what I mean? It is like a bit of a foundation deck, but that does not mean that you cannot start your tarot journey without the Rider-Waite. So the reason I wanted to bring this up is because I did not start with the Rider-Waite. I was just like, I was friends with someone who like had a Rider-Waite deck, and they would pull and I would just watch them. And sometimes I would pull cards as well, and I would just like pull the cards, like I'd pull like 3 cards next to each other, 6 cards next to each other, and I'm just like, what do you even mean? Like, what? Like, I don't understand. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, people actually read this? Like, really? But I remember my first deck, the day so clearly when I saw it, because I was like, I still am studying astrology, well, at the time, and I went to the store and I just see this deck on display, and it's a zodiac deck, and in my head I'm like, maybe I could read tarot. Maybe this is like a deck for me, you know what I mean, that I could understand and I could interpret, because I'm studying the chart, I'm studying the stars, so why wouldn't this work? The deck was also on sale. I was like, I'm getting it. I was just like, I'm getting it. And like, it was like a very, like, I didn't expect it. Honestly, I didn't expect it. But after that, I took a bit of time to like take out the deck and work with it. And when I would pull it, obviously I would use the little white book, and I'd just be like, what does this even mean? Like, the interpretations, I'd just be like, what? And then in my head, like, I'd be like, okay, if the book's not working, let me go to the internet. Let me tell you, internet did not save my life. Like, I'd look at the internet, and then I'd look at the card, the imagery in the card, and I'm just like, what is this? Like, they're not linking, they're not making sense. And then at some point, I was like, okay, because in my deck, there is like zodiac placement at the bottom, not for all the cards, but for the minor arcana and some of the majors, actually all of the majors. So I'd be like, let me focus on that placement and then work from there. And that is when I was like, okay, now the tarot's making sense. Like, 8 of Wands is just Mars in Sagittarius. No, Mercury. Sorry. It's Mercury in Sagittarius. And I can see it because in the Rider-Waite deck, like, 8 of Wands is just like all these moving wands, and there's nobody really there. And I feel like it shows, for an example, the state of mind. Depends on like the setting and like what you're reading, whatever. But why I just feel like you need to choose your own deck is because that is like the deck that sets up your foundation. Like, I read with other decks now, but I still go back to my old deck when I'm like, okay, now I'm just hitting a wall, like I don't understand this imagery, and I like that, because as much as that's not where the finish line is for me interpreting that card, like, it just gives me a foundation and something to build up on, and something to come from a place of understanding. So it sets the foundation for your practice. B, you'll enjoy it a lot more. Like, imagine you don't like a deck and then you choose it anyways, because everybody's saying you need to go with this one, and then you're just like, but I don't like it, but it's not clicking for me. Like, I'm pulling cards every day, I'm pulling spreads almost every other day, and it's still not working for me. If your practice does not benefit you, then how is it your practice? You know, sometimes we can look at other people and admire what they're doing and be like, oh, I want to be like this tarot reader, you know, who uses this and this deck. And I'm not saying, like, some readers do not give, like, good decks, if that makes sense. Like, they don't use amazing decks, and I'm not saying that I have not, like, been like, ooh, I like that one, so maybe I should, like, check it out. No, what I'm saying is that we shouldn't use other people as a complete reference for our own foundation. We should just, like, figure out what connects with us, what resonates with us. You know what I mean? And I feel like there's a third point I should make. Have fun with it and have no expectations. Like, this whole thing, I only found out about this later, actually, after I was, like, started reading tarot, that people are like, you should be gifted your first deck, or you should be gifted decks afterwards and all that. In my head, I'm like, imagine me going to people in my life at the time and, like, please give me a tarot deck. They'll be like, dude, do you know how expensive this thing is? Or it'll be like one from, like, overseas, and I'm not saying you can't ship, but at the time, like, my mind was like, no, like, no. So I feel like you should just have fun with the whole process and pick something that resonates with you and something that you can connect with. Anyways, that was a very, very, very short, like, little story time, and just kind of like me having an statement or opinion, whatever. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it.